The TR7, the fastest time to kill in a Battlefield 6, an absolute monster of an assault rifle. A rifle I highly recommend you start getting used to, especially when you're playing solo in a Battlefield 6. In this video, I'm gonna give you my guide for TR7, what build I'm using, some map strategies, and how you should use this weapon on close, medium, and long range. If you guys want to have more gun updates, news, and more Battlefield 6 multiplayer content, then likes and subscriptions are appreciated. Now let's head into the build. I wish to start off by saying that every single attachment we have picked for our TR7 build is extremely important, and the gun will not perform as well as you will see in my clips and videos when I'm using the TR7 if you don't have all of the attachments. Something will always feel off with the gun. So the TR7 is going to be complete around Mastery 37. So be ready for a pretty solid grind in PvP if you wish to use the TR7. I will say, even when the gun is naked, you can just go for a green laser and run a hipfire build and beam people this way until you get some of the other attachment. So for the sights, I have used basically every sight on the TR7, and I just came to a conclusion that the OSA 7 one-time scope is the best scope for the TR7. It seems to have the least visual recoil out of all the other sights. I have tried this scope, I have tried the holographic, I have tried the mini reflex, and all of them just feel like crap compared to the Russian scope. So I would recommend you just run the Russian scope, which is the OSA 7 scope. You definitely want to run lasers as well on the TR7. It can reach some pretty decent hipfire levels. We have ours at 62, and the green laser is gonna be the one we want to use, and it's gonna be the 50 MW green laser. This laser is also okay, but it actually lowers your hip fire compared to the green laser. So we are just running the green laser. If you don't like lasers and you feel like they're giving away your position, you can also get away with not using a laser, of course, but I truly think that you do need a laser, and it's just a meta right now in Battlefield 6. So don't make your life harder by running non-meta choices in a game which is extremely hard to play solo as it is. So just run the laser would be my biggest advice. Under suppressors, you can run here any suppressor you would like. I'm gonna explain why I'm running the CQB suppressor. So first, let's start with the first suppressor you will get, which is the standard suppressor. I advise you equip this one as soon as you get it. I forgot which exactly mastery level you will get the standard suppressor, but it's gonna be the first one you get. You basically need suppressors to play Battlefield 6 to a fun degree. Otherwise, you're just gonna be permanently spotted by the horrible 3D icon, and everybody just gonna shoot you in the face, whether you have the best weapon in the game for time to kill or not. So I decided to go for the CQB suppressor. This is what I've been using over the past week. I've been exclusively playing with the TR7, but I also want to mention the other options here as well. So this suppressor, the lightning suppressor, actually helps with the recoil. You can see here it says reduces recoil buildup and improves recoil recovery. You will definitely feel some of that on the TR7 as well, but there's a reason I'm not using it, and we're gonna get to those when we get to the grip of the TR7. The other suppressor, which is here also very solid, is the long suppressor, but all of these reduce hip fire accuracy, unfortunately. This is why we are running the CQB suppressor. In the barrel section, we are running the 20 long extended barrel for one reason only, and that is that it increases our muzzle velocity by quite a large margin. If we go to the basic barrel, you can see we have 648, which is still pretty solid on close to like super medium range, but you will definitely feel that on medium to like kind of longish range, your shots will become snowballs. And this is why we are running the extended barrel, which only costs 5 more points or weight compared to the basic barrel. And now we come to the biggest part of my TR7 build. It's the grip, and you will notice that I'm not using any grip. So I really want to explain why that is. The TR7 naturally has probably some of the highest recoil out of any weapon I have so far used in Battlefield 6. And I have tried everything here. I have tried the vertical recoil, I have tried the stubby grip, I have tried this stubby grip, and all of them do help with recoil a little bit. But trust me, no matter what you put on the TR7, that recoil is going to be extreme no matter what. So you can basically put a bipod stubby grip, you can create any grip you want, and the gun will always kick like a mule. So this is just something you're going to have to get used to if you want to have this incredible damage. This is why I opted to not go with any grip, because all of them also cost a lot of weight, and we went instead with the giant magazine for the TR7, which is the 25 round mag. I went with this mindset with the TR7. our gun kills in 3 bullets on close to medium range, the fastest time to kill in the game. But we only have 20 rounds in a magazine. Imagine if we added 5 more bullets, which in some cases is 1 or 2 more kills on close to medium range before we have to reload. I think it's better going and exploring the gun's damage potential and how long you can deal this damage rather than trying to fix recoil, which we basically cannot fix on the TR7. So instead of trying to patch up the TR7, I went with an option to make your TR7 shoot longer and kill more guys. Unfortunately, of course, we cannot fit the 30 round magazine because it costs 40 weight. If they ever maybe buff some of these magazines so they cost a little bit less weight, perhaps I would also run the 30 round mag. If you find a way to fit this in, I also highly recommend you try that out. And for our bullets, we have the standard ammunition. I've tried the hollow point as well, but as we mentioned earlier, the TR7 has pretty extreme recoil. You won't be landing a lot of headshots on medium range where this would really matter. And on close range, you already have the fastest time to kill in the game, so you don't really need hollow point to increase the time to kill a tiny smidgen with the headshot multiplier. So let's take our build in game. We are on Empire State, on Breakthrough, on Defense. Definitely a map where the TR7 will shine greatly, but of course you will still need to have map knowledge, good positioning and some solid aim to make the gun work. I will say on this super short ranges like on this map, the gun is more forgiving than some other weapons. You can see here I'm just spraying the guys who are walking into the hallway. I'm not even that focused, I'm on autopilot and people just melt left and right. Some of the other things you have to pay attention with the gun is you need to also know when to reload. The reload is not the fastest you have ever seen. So while we do have 26 bullets, the things which will kill you in this game is you putting a supply back down, which is a pretty long animation, or reloading your weapon. So smart reloads are advised, but of course we know the nature of Battlefield 6 is pretty chaotic, so sometimes you will just not find a way to reload your weapon without dying. So be ready to die quite a bit when you are reloading the TR7. When I saw this weapon leak all the way back in summer, or was it in spring, I believed we would have gotten the M21, which is what we had in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4, which was a, I believe, 900 rounds per minute carbine, which was pretty strong in both games. If I remember correctly, I used it quite a bit in Battlefield 4 myself. It's also on my thumbnail because it's the same weapon family and it just looks nicer than the TR7 model. So that is that. Try to also close gaps with the TR7. Don't try to find yourself on this kind of long to mid range with the weapon. You always want to be between like 5 to 15 meters with the weapon. So if the enemy isn't closing that gap, you are gonna have to close that gap, which means you will have to use, although quite limited movement that Battlefield 6 offers, but you will have to use it to try to make the best out of this gun. The other maps where this gun is extremely strong would be Iberian Offensive and Siege of Cairo, especially if you're playing a little bit more flanker route with this weapon. It will truly not fail you, especially when you face people in one-on-one situations, unless they also have a TR7 or a shotgun. With that being said, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, please consider leaving a like and a subscription. If you want to see more build guides like this in the future, I will see you guys in a couple of days when I'm making a Battlefield 6 news video. So I'll see you then. Take it easy and have a great day. This is Ace signing out. Bye bye.